did that. Yup. Oh, yep, yep. It is Wednesday. It's Wednesday, June 22nd. Somehow it's already fucking tanked. I feel started. I feel like June just started, so I don't know how that's happening. Doesn't really make any sense to me, if I have to be honest. But apparently that's what happened, so apparently that is what has happened. Already speed ran through a bunch of June somehow. Gonna be honest, I was not able to test if I could stream and play this game at the same time. So this could go poorly. I did have it on Sunday stream and Monday, but yes. I got a haircut. I don't know why I'm yawning. I guess I haven't slept that amazingly. I haven't slept that crazy bad, but I haven't slept well either, I guess. Like, I definitely have not averaged 8 hours for sure, but I also maybe have averaged 6.5. Something not great. Something not great. And I still wake up at least once or more, you know, every night. So once to pee, that like always happens 100% of the time. I don't remember a time when that has not happened. But even then, I don't know. I think I need to get me I feel like I've said this every year for the past like 5 years, that I need to get those things that cover your eyes so that the sunlight doesn't own me in the morning. But even then, I don't know if it would own me that hard. I think I will admit I haven't been the best. I've been not getting to sleep and like being on top of things as well as I'd like to. And the funny thing is that to me is because I know if I would tell this to other people, they would expect that I'm like staying up till like 1 a.m. and waking up at 6 a.m. I'm just like, oh no, I'm only missing like a little. I'm instead of going to bed at 10, it's 10:45 or 11 or something. And they're like, oh, the classic. I had more homework than you. I had to stay up later than you. Fucking contest that people do. That shit. Hello, streamer. Hello, chatter. IRPB. Repub. The Repub. I did not go gather my yogurt stuff yet. Usually I do that while the starting soon screen is up. But I didn't for whatever reason. I guess because I'm not as hungry. You want to play Fall Guys 2? Potentially. We'll see about that. We have to see if I can actually play it on stream first. You still play with 50 people? Dude, they better let me turn the fucking quality down to like goddamn. What's the command in Quake Live? Fucking like, PicMip or whatever. Yeah, PicMip. Okay. Something like that. There's a couple other ones too, I think, to turn off like certain geometry looking things, but anyway, you probably don't even know what I'm talking about, so. Probably, I guess I can put up a picture so that you have a better idea. It's basically making your game look as ugly as possible is what you do. You basically make the game look as ugly as possible. The top right spot here. Just no textures, only the geometry. Fucking the models are like the worst. This is what the gun normally looks like, by the way. I realize it's slightly cut off, but this is what the gun normally looks like, but this is still with the like textures being like poopy. This is a little bit more advanced. No, actually it's the same. I think all these pictures will be the low res ones because that's what I typed in or whatever. Anyway. Okay. I should probably force myself to eat now anyway. Because otherwise there's not really going to be a good time, huh? It'll be like, oh, we're in gaming, and then abrupt stop to eat, even though I would abrupt stop for a stretch, but that would be after at least like an hour and a half or so. So let me grab that stuff, I guess. And then there's 2 videos that I have lined up so far that are watchable. So we'll watch those. I want to use the be right back screen.
We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible. Thank you for your call. We appreciate your business and the opportunity to assist you. We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible.
Is it though? I need to get things.
We know your time is valuable. Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible.
I. So. have 2 videos in mind. One, Lost Game Boy Advance games, and then the other one is a deep look one. So the deep look one's not long, like it's only like 5 minutes or something. So, and this is 8 minutes. Like basically, I know that it would take me longer to eat than just watching the deep look video, so that's why we're doing this video as well. Okay, does that make sense? Are we seeing what's happening? Okay. Boop. Oh, this is from, I think, yeah, Hard for Games / Forest of Illusion, that whole group that does lots of game preservation stuff and prototypes and whatnot. That I post their things in the like game history and preservation channel fairly often. I don't post all of the things because like they actually do a lot. And some of it's just like, okay, this is a game with a literal 1 byte difference or something. And it's like, all right, well, we don't care too much about that. But anyway, that said, captions on. Lost GBA games. Let's see. I have no idea. I have not pre-watched or anything. I almost never do that, but yeah, I have no idea. I didn't own a Game Boy Advance, so I missed most Game Boy Advance games anyway.
Iridium and Paradroid, 2 painfully difficult games by Andrew Braybook for the original Commodore 64 computing system. These are sci-fi oriented games. Iridium is a space shooter. Paradroid is somewhat of an action adventure. We'll get into the details in just a minute. But these games have had many iterations and sequels throughout the years.
Okay.
I actually have memories from these games, not from the original Commodore 64, but from a plug-and-play device that I actually purchased back when I worked at KB Toys. I remember I got it for about 20% off. I bought one for myself, one for John. Unfortunately, the one I got for John was during Christmas where someone was gifted a PS2. Everyone played that, and John lost his that day, never to be seen again. But today we're not talking about the originals. We are talking about 2 long-lost sequels for the Game Boy Advance. Both released by Forest of Illusion and dumped by March 42. Username March 42. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thanks, March 42.
Now, before we get into those, let's go ahead and talk about the original games. This is Uridium, or possibly Iridium. I'm not quite sure. It is a fictional element that's utilized as the name of the last level in this particular game, with every previous level being named after an actual, real, metallic substance. Now, this is a back and forth scrolling space shooter. It is tough as nails, but basically you have to clear your path and then land your ship. I am clearly very...
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely old.
Very bad at it. I'm not great at most shmups, but I'm particularly bad at this one. Also, I've never really cared for shmups where you can go back and forth. For example, like Fantasy Zone, just could never get into. I don't know why. I think I just prefer the ride or die screen scrolling mentality where I don't have to be accurate and correct mistakes. But alas, that is just me. Regardless, though, this has quite the cult following and, of course, has merited a number of sequels throughout the years. Obviously, the Game Boy Advance one, like I mentioned, did not come out. But that is this particular title. Let's go ahead and take a look at the GBA version, or the would-be GBA version by Tin Tiger.
Tin Tiger.
You're going to notice that this particular...
This is probably the EU release that, well, they were planning.
Game is very similar. Feels a little bit less like a sequel, more like a remake. As you can see here, the first level is Zinc. And it feels and plays very similarly, albeit with a significant amount of polish.
Yeah, way better graphics and shit. Smoke
Here
effects.
I'm going pretty slow because you can go quite fast, but then you just end up running into a bunch of stuff. Luckily, unlike the original game, at least in this first level, instead of just crashing into the walls, they very mercifully have bumpers on them that you can just bounce off of so you don't instantly die like you can in the Commodore 64 version. But alas, that doesn't make me any better at this version, just, well, maybe a little better. I can survive a little bit longer. But another nice aspect of this particular version is that it has a password system.
Ooh,
here I'm jumping right to the
little
last
hacks.
level, Iridium, or Iridium, or however it's supposed to be fictionally pronounced. And this is the last level of the game.
So this was like basically all done and ready to go then. From what I'm understanding, like the game was complete.
Again, you're going to notice that every level here is pretty similar. I mean, the
Yeah, they're all
spaceship
gonna be samey.
where you dock, the background, they're different, but the layout is kind of all functionally the same. It's a horizontal plane you go back and forth on.
Yeah, makes sense. Can't really change too much about that.
Here's the lithium level. Again, it's all pretty similar, just with a difficulty scale that, of course, adjusts based on what level you're on. Here's an example of how your ship can get pretty out of control if you go quickly.
Damn, that was
which is a real detriment in the C64 version because you would just end up going fast and then crash into
It's cool how you
something.
can go that fast, though.
Here
right?
it's a little bit more merciful. Next up, we have Paradroid, and again, this is the C64 version. This is a very interesting
Why didn't it get released, though?
title. It's sort of an action adventure. You are a robot, a droid of some sort. You can see that you are labeled 001, and the other robots in the vicinity have higher numbers than you. You can do a couple different things with these. You can attack them with your lasers, or you can try to...
Oh, that's numbers? I thought this was like eyeball. Is that just me? I thought these were eyeballs.
take them over, which gives you a little mini game, which I don't understand and always get destroyed with. But that said, basically the idea of the game is for you to go around, increase your number, and try to survive as long as you can. Here's an example of one of the mini games here, which are much easier and more understandable in the GBA version. Obviously, I'm very much a beginner at this particular title, so I'm sure there are people out there that would find this a lot easier than I would, but I'm not even quite sure what to do here. I know I have to try to maximize my colors here and outdo the other droid, but the higher the number, the harder it is, and this thing just basically destroyed me.
I still don't know what was going on in that minigame.
There are also different floors, different levels that you can go on with different strength of robots that you can fight or try to take over. It's a very interesting game. I think it's definitely more complex and, in my mind, would have a little more longevity than Iridium, and it's definitely a big cult classic, but
again, never heard of it.
Needs a lot of polish. And here we have Paradroid. The GBA version is a nice
looks much better.
Oh,
so the other one was the OG version, and this is okay. I got it.
Well, everything is functionally the same in terms of your strategy and goals, but with the polish you'd expect from a much more modern system. There's a bit of finickiness regarding the camera and movement, but aside from that, it's very playable.
So I don't exactly know what this is supposed to be doing, but sure. I have no idea.
And there's also a version that includes both games in one
That's kind of cool.
I'm assuming the developer guessed that these old retro games by themselves maybe wouldn't be enough of a draw, and they needed to do a bit of a multi-pack to encourage people to purchase, which of course never happened anyways.
But why?
So that is it for Iridium and Paradroid. I hope that you enjoyed this little episode here. Again, you can check both of these out on Forest.
I guess maybe that's a little, that'd be kind of hard to figure out, I suppose, wouldn't it? They just came into contact with the copy, so he showed a little review and gameplay and stuff. Fair enough.
And in the meantime, I'm going to jump back to my Commodore 64 plug and play the originals a little bit more because, by God, playing these via emulator on my computer with a keyboard just didn't feel right. It felt very odd. Aside from that, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you liked it, please subscribe, hit that notification bell.
All right, that was a thing. Certainly a thing. But let's go to a deep look video, shall we? Deep look, of course, PBS deep look. This is barnacles go to unbelievable lengths to hook up. They're not the only ones. They go to deep lengths for deep lengths.
Finding a date is hard enough in San Francisco.
True.
It's especially
I don't
tricky
know that.
when you're
I'm
stuck
not
to
there.
a rock in the middle of the bay. Still, acorn barnacles don't get discouraged. These crusty little animals actually have a pretty wild sex
Whoa.
life.
What the heck? Oh, damn.
At low tide, each one is sealed up inside its own miniature fortress, shielded by a ring of armored plates. The two central plates press together to form a watertight seal.
That's cool. I didn't really think about it until now. How, like, this is what I picture barnacles looking like. Like, it's just like fucking closed up shit. I don't know if I've seen a barnacle open like they showed a moment ago. And the reason for that should be obvious. Because they only do that, or almost only do that when there's actual water, covering them. So that would make sense, because I am not looking through the water.
So they don't dry out in the open air. They're ready and waiting for the tide to rise so they can get down to business. But first, they need to freshen up a bit. The barnacle unfurls 8 pairs of delicate feathery legs called cirri.
Like, I've never seen this. I did not know this is what it looked like.
Which they use to absorb oxygen from the water.
Barnaclousy? Barnaclousy? Jesus. Damn, they're all
The
dancing.
legs filter out plankton and debris churned up by the waves, bringing the catch inside to the mouth. They may not look like it from the outside,
What
but
the?
beneath their shell, it's easier to see that barnacles are crustaceans related to crabs and shrimp.
Creepy.
After a nice meal, it's ready for some action.
So
The
it
little
shoot herself
barnacle
out?
lets loose the longest penis of any animal,
Oh.
relative to its body size, of course.
Holy.
Stretching up to 8 times the length of the barnacle itself. And this penis has skills. It can
Can we get that audio? I feel like that can be used for something. Right? Like, that's gotta be. She had to record that, herself saying that, and not break. That's right, stick that extremely skilled barnacle penis into that barnaclousy.
taste and smell, and the tip can feel around, probing to see which neighbors have ripe eggs inside.
I mean, they don't leave the barnacle though, so they're only ever gonna reach their. Is that what I'm getting? They don't actually ever leave their little thing. They just always stay in there, so they can only reach their neighbors.
When it finds what it's looking for, the barnacle delivers sperm to fertilize the eggs.
And dude, look at him. His thing. His like hands are like crunching up. He's all his muscles tensing.
Barnacles aren't exactly prudes. Pretty much everyone is fair play, because they're all hermaphrodites, simultaneously
that makes
male
sense.
and female.
That makes more sense.
Sometimes it's one-on-one, sometimes more.
Oh my.
Barnacles are nurturing parents too.
Oh yeah.
They hold on to their fertilized eggs and protect them until they hatch.
Dude, look at how big that guy. Wait, hold on. Look at how big this dude's pile is. Like his compared to like some of these stankers, they're little tiny ones.
These cuties are their baby larvae
What
called
the
nauplii.
heck?
This is the young
They're so
barnacles'
little.
chance for adventure. They roam the sea searching for food and growing. If they survive long enough, the barnacle larvae mature into cyprids. At this stage, the barnacle doesn't eat. The cyprid's only mission is to find the ideal spot to glom onto before
Glom?
it starves.
An interesting word.
Having
There it
survived the
is.
trials of youth, the barnacle settles in.
Look how tiny that one is.
Now it's time to get to know the neighbors.
Jesus Christ.
Hey neighbor, you just watched
Hey, neighbor.
our 150th episode of Deep Look.
150.
If you've been with us a while, leave us a note in the comments below.
We
and
have.
If you're new, hello. Please subscribe and hit that little bell so you don't miss any notifications for our new episodes. See you next time.
Okay, this top comment was exactly what I was wondering and what I was going to ask. I wish you would have mentioned how they get their shell because the little babies that look to spot don't have one. Then all of a sudden they did. I'm assuming they make their own shell like rather than finding one like hermit crabs. It'd be nice to know how they make that incredibly hard and sharp foot slicing shell. They do make their own shell. That would have made a great episode in all its own. Foreshadow? Foreshadow? Any foreshadowers, perhaps? But yeah, that was my question too. Was like, all right, but how do they do the thing and make the shell? Dude, Deep Look is the best. They're so sick. I mean, come on, that was. I mean, how can you not like Deep Look? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Alright, if I do this, I don't know if OBS will be mad about that. So, find out what just went noisy. Oh, we don't want that anyway. Close that. Alright. Getting RAM back. Music on. So that I'm not talking by myself. Maybe? Okay, so the RAM situation currently is 6.5 gigabytes out of 8. I do have the Epic Games launcher already open, so there is that. Like, that's already taken up a bunch of stuff, I'm sure. But I obviously don't have actual Fall Guys open yet. So, this will be interesting. You're playing on Switch? That's my backup option. But I would much rather play on the computer. Yeah. I think. In my head, it sounds like it would be better to play on computer. But I could be wrong. Well, there'd be advantages and disadvantages. I think. Because camera-wise, being able to like have your camera move while you move your character, I think would be easier on computer. But you know, WASD on computer is a little more orthogonal than a analog stick. So we will see. I actually guess I'm gonna have to pause this music, right? Because I'm gonna try to do the thing with the thing. Gonna try to actually launch the thing. So I guess I'll tag the Discord and then probably have to close Discord to get more RAM. So I'm gonna do that. And then wait a moment for that to happen. And then I don't know. And then okay. Epic Game Launcher. Fall Guys. Launch. Launch? Oh. It's doing something? Alright, let's see. It went down to 5.75 GB after closing Discord. Nice. Please run Windows Update. Your system is lacking critical. What, can I not use Windows 7? Oh, they're installing some anti-cheat shit? Bro, it's Fall Guys. Who cares? I'm holding. I don't know what's happening. There's things that are spinning. So, yeah, the little wheel is spinning. I don't really know what that means, and it looks like that. More likely than not, I have a feeling that I'm going to have to switch the Switch. It should be cross-platform. That's correct. Oh, wait, the game launching anyway, perhaps. I see the cursor for the game, and the screen is black. We're holding? I don't know. We're in a holding pattern here while we're hoping the game will launch. Yeah, I should have probably just fucking assumed I wouldn't be able to do this. Get it on the Switch instead. I mean, so it hasn't crashed. The RAM is still very low. It's just the screen is black, but it has the cursor of Fall Guys colors or whatever. Something's happening, but I don't particularly know what is happening. So, anyway, how is everyone doing? Can't play music either. Well, I could probably, but I think that would be a bad idea. I think that would be a bad idea. I did do something new today, though, that I don't think I've done before. Kind of. Or at least something that I haven't done in a long time. And that is record footage for YouTube separately from on stream. So I did do that at like 3:30 ish. Also been working on a new tab of the pad spreadsheet, basically copying the first tab, which is all the rules and stuff, except removing all of the stone mentions and box space mentions, basically just getting purely the list of the monsters and stuff, because going to be trying to use a thing that takes that list and then gets the like icon images for all the monsters, so that way when people want to see what's in the box but don't want to have to read through it, like particularly for team building, that seems to be a thing, or in general people like just visually looking at it, I think, then I would actually like have something that looks close-ish to what I have in my box, you know. The status, by the way, is still that the cursor works, but the screen is still black. So I don't know what that means. Fall Guys screen is black on start. Chances are high that Fall Guys black screen issue may appear due to the PC configuration compatibility issue with game system requirements. Meanwhile, having an outdated graphics driver or missing or corrupted game files, outdated game version, disable full screen optimizations. Run game as administrator. Oh, that's a classic. I saw like some things happening, so I don't know if it's still loading or not. Make sure to run. Check driver update. I already know that. Update Fall Guys. I mean, I literally downloaded it. Check system resources. That's fine. The RAM is still going up, so I feel like it's trying to load in. Oh, I see a thing spinning. I think it's going still. I'll keep reading. Disable overlay applications. Don't have any of those set. Oh, The screen changed color for a moment and then went back to black. It's thinking. It's thinking. Oh, it's loading in. There's actual things happening. I had faith. I had faith. I tell you. What did I tell you? Wait a second. There we go. Oh, what? It took. Uh-oh. You're missing a ball guy. Dem's not here. True. Ball guys. Error. We may have to go to the switch. Error code 200 underscore. Can't type zeros. 1040. To fix Fall Guys error code 21040, restart your PC and verify game. Hold on, check Reddit. Check a Reddit thread. Head straight to support for this one. They'll be able to sync up the error codes. What the fuck does that mean? Maybe server overload from too much free traffic? We are aware that some players are unable to matchmake. To celebrate our free-for-all launch, I baked a... Don't want to start the... And play Overcooked soon? Yeah, but you guys are gonna start some stupid Minecraft shit instead. So from what I've quickly read is that this is not gonna work unless I restart the computer. Which seems to be fairly accurate. Seems to be fairly accurate to what I am seeing. Not for another week. Isn't Overcooked quite long? I pressed escape. Okay, so there's no way for me to close this game because I can't even get to the part where you can close the game. So, task manager it is. Alright, I task managed it. Nice. Okay, so we have a couple of options. One option is that I restart the computer. The other option is that I download Fall Guys on the Switch and try it there. I don't think that will... I will have to probably like somehow log into my Epic Gamer shit as well in there. And then the other option, I guess, is to... Why do I have to log in to Epic Games to see a support thread from Epic Games? Like, what is this? How is that a good way to have your support forum function? If you see this error, please try verifying the game files. Yeah, tell me how to verify game files without hiding that from me. Why would you hide how to verify game files? I can't. How is that? How does that make any sense that that's how you want to have that go? No, you can't play through Steam unless you had it through Steam already. When it came out for free, that happened. What the fuck is all of this? I want the support thread. I just want to verify game files. Stop bringing me to deleting my account. What are you doing? What is happening? Obviously, I don't want to show you the page because I don't like know what the fuck it is doing. It might show some shit that I can't be showing you. Verify Epic Games Fall Guys. You're in third round, Pog. Nice. Okay, let's go to an alternative website that isn't the fucking Epic Games Store support because that doesn't work. Okay, go to my library. Look for Fall Guys. Click 3 dots. That's not what I did. Oh no. Stop. Oh god. I clicked Fall Guys and it just started launching it immediately. Hi, Vicious. The ways to get, yeah, so the whole reason that the game is free now is because it's on Epic Games, not, so you're not going to be able to get it on Steam anymore. But you can get it on your Swatch. So it sounds like, okay, it sounds like I need to restart the computer if I want to attempt to try to have this happen. Which is sort of annoying. But it doesn't seem like there's any other option, if I'm be honest. And you're out of the game, right? You're gonna come back though. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna restart the computer and we'll hope that it works. And the stream will be dead for like 10 minutes because I don't have an SSD. So my computer takes a very long time to restart. There's not really any other options that are gonna be quicker, I don't think. Holy shit. Fine, I'll go to the processes and end this goddamn thing myself. Okay, there you go. That's so hard. Epic Games Launcher. Also, get out of my face. Chrome. That's gonna be a bitch to fix later, but close that with those tabs, which aren't the tabs I'm gonna want to have saved. Okay, this is great. I'll see you on the other side in who knows how long. I'll actually be on chat on the on my laptop, so I'll update in there. Okay.